It's Tuesday night in Tupelo, Mississippi, and we have a great one in store. The Lady Wave hosts division rival Germantown. Both teams have won 3 straight. Both are undefeated in Division II 7A. Something has to give tonight. We welcome you into our broadcast coverage presented by Dr. Carl Bevering, Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle, Zach Zimmerman producing, and Wes, Tupelo has rolled through their first 3 home matches. They swept Clinton, they swept Caledonia and Pontotoc. Tonight, a new challenge emerges, the Germantown Mavericks, a team that won the division with a spotless 10-0 record a year ago. They are a tough team to handle, and a lot of it has to do with their outside hitter, Diana Wells.
Yeah, this was as far as home matches go, I remember being kind of the match of the year last year, going 5 sets, some controversial calls here and there. People getting pretty riled up. It was a fun one, and this is a great match because it's the one where you can really look for Tupelo and really get a sense of where you are and really test yourself against who you know is going to be there kind of at the end as the competition you're trying to beat.
Tupelo's experience mixed with younger talent has played a big factor early in the season, and we will go down to the floor just for a second for pregame festivities and the playing of the national anthem. And again, Tupelo getting set to take on Germantown, a division matchup. Tupelo is undefeated in division play, already 2-0. And Wes, right before we went down to the floor, I said Tupelo's experience was mixed with younger talent, and it's played a huge factor early in the season. Is tonight the kind of game where the older players really need to take command? They know this rivalry matchup well.
Yeah, and this is the kind of match, we've kind of had it circled. Parents have been talking about it. Everybody's been kind of talking about it, that, you need that experience and, just to kind of settle down. It'll be interesting to see how teams come out and how they play.
And Tupelo getting set to be introduced. As we continue on the Barnes Crossing Hyundai pregame show, it's time to hit the storylines for tonight's game, and those are presented by Super Chicks. Lady Wave, as I said, eyeing a 3-0 start to division play as they face Germantown. A hot stretch right now for the Golden Wave. They've won 5 of their last 6, just with 1 tie. And 3 straight wins, both teams coming in. Tupelo lost in 4 sets and 5 sets to Germantown last season. Germantown a year ago, 15-6, undefeated in the division, as we noted. They lost in the state quarterfinal to semifinalist DeSoto Central. Germantown has been on a roll of their own, and including a win against Clinton in division play. So a fun one here tonight and a big one for the Golden Wave. If you can get this one, gives you even more momentum because, Wes, you're only going to play 10 division matchups. You need to get the most that you can out of this first meeting.
Yeah, it gives you momentum, it gives you confidence in yourself. Of course, the seeding is really important. It's just a great way, a great litmus test. We've seen this team improving. We've been talking about how this team has improved, and it'll be really interesting to see that tonight against a really good opponent.
And you see Tupelo coming off of 2 matches yesterday in their tri-match. They beat Caledonia, and they also beat Pontotoc. So you wonder maybe what all they could have learned that they can take into tonight. And this, by far, the biggest challenge of the year here at home.
Yeah, they really handled themselves. Tupelo did last night really well. They did exactly what you wanted to see them do. There was really no lulls. They kind of came in, were professional, handled business. So everything you wanted to see heading into tonight, and tonight we will see if all that training is paid off.
And with that, we'll take a quick commercial break. This is Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing
that one in
the greater Tupelo area for the past 20
It's hard to talk during intros.
There's just so much going on.
Dedicated and provided advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
In that auto next, sorry. You can go ahead and jump back if you want to. You can just drag it across and it'll end quicker. We may be able to play it out.
Getting set for first serve, and again, our first serve is brought to you by Super Chicks Chicken and Custard on West Main Street in Tupelo. And as we said, the Lady Wave against the Germantown Mavericks. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle, Zach Zimmerman producing. We're switching spots. Zach did play-by-play with Mason Ballard for the JV match, which JV won three-set match. They won 2-1. As the first serve, brought to you by Super Chicks, is in the air, and that was Mamie Shettles to get things started for the Lady Wave. Big swing, but straight into the net there from Zoe Wilder.
It'd be interesting to see how nerves go, both these teams, knowing it's going to be probably a pretty long night, just seeing which team can get out there in the front in the first set.
1-0 Lady Wave out in front. There's the serve again from Shettles as we welcome you in at Tupelo High School. An awkward swing there, kind of behind the back.
Boy, I don't know how that's not a lift.
Zimmerman, back line attack, going after that back line and set her up perfectly. She played well yesterday, looking to continue here today.
Germantown should have been called for a lift, but it didn't matter. Lauren Zimmerman having the hot hand last night, especially in that last game versus Pontotoc, just starting things out just like she did last night.
Shettles trying to keep things over on this side. Tupelo leading 2-0 in set one. Big swing into the net, deflected off of the block, but goes down on Tupelo's side, and it's now 2-1. Not much you can do about that one, just ricocheted off the deflection.
Yeah, you get the block up, and you can't really control if they deflect it off of you whatever direction.
Serve there into the net. 3-1, Lady Wave.
See if Gracie Hopkins can get an ace here. She's been pretty consistent.
Hopkins was serving, but a big swing and a tip will yield points for Germantown.
A pretty good swing there on 14. You know, you kind of always worried about 22 on Germantown, but they got other hitters as well.
Serve here for the Mavericks. 3-2, put down for Tupelo.
And you do have Diana Wells in the front row now, or about to come up in the front row.
Just a complete game changer for Germantown. Southern Miss commit. Talked about the impact she made.
Yeah, and last year we were talking about how the match she didn't play in the first set. We won the first set. You're pretty confident. Won the first set pretty easily, and then she came in and we struggled a little more after that.
Another one again there, the kill for Wells. She's going to be the player to keep an eye on, 22 in white. What are some things Tupelo can try to do to slow her down? Because it's been a year, obviously, since we've met them last time, but they were trouble back then.
Yeah, I mean, the most important thing is to make sure you get your blocks up. And if you get a good block up, you always have the chance to block her, but it also will hopefully change your angles, and then you've got a defender sitting there waiting in that angle.
Libero Embry Claire White serving that time, but Tupelo ends up with the point. Amy Shettles, 5-4. Actually, it was Carter who pushed it across with two hands.
Yeah, it's really good to see Kinsley Carter tonight. She sat out last night because of some knee pain, but here she is. Look, I saw her warm up. She looked really good. She put that right where nobody was.
Zimmerman with the serve that time, pushed across by Sarah Beth Day, and Tupelo gets it.
There she is again with the block. So hopefully that knee's feeling a little bit better.
Maybe just a precautionary thing last night, allowing her to rest. Needing her definitely for these division matchups because that's where seeding is on the line.
And I think that can be the big difference for Tupelo tonight is just how many players on the front row have stepped up so far this year.
Close to the net there. The set falls in front of Zimmerman. 6-5. And this is similar to the start of this series last year, just back and forth between these two squads. Rita Sharp, the head coach for the Germantown Mavericks in her 5th season, and Coach Laura Booth in her 1st season for the Tupelo Golden Wave. Serve up and over. It's deep and just in.
Yep, that was close.
Very close there, Wes. We'll take a glance at it on our instant replay, and it was maybe the back edge of that line.
Yeah, hard to tell. Could have went either way.
Sarah Foster Brown goes soft cross court and in front of Wells to get the point. 7-6 Tupelo. That was nicely played with Wells playing behind that 10-foot line.
Well, that's another way you can go at it too, is make her play defense. It's interesting. That's the second time we've had kind of a soft attack into that front left corner. I wonder if there's some kind of strategy or some kind of a scouting that saw that was a weak point in their defense.
Dylan Miller, soft serve right around the 10-foot line. Big swing, back row. Miller plays it. Cat Long double hit there. 7-7. That's what we noticed in the JV matchup. A ton of double hits compared to what we saw yesterday.
It's probably mainly the official. You know, I think every official kind of has things that they like and don't like. And, you know, just from my time playing volleyball, there are some officials that are going to call it every time. There's some that aren't. So it sounds like something good to know, especially with a little bit of scouting of the official in the JV, kind of know what he's looking for.
Well, you know me, Wes, so I try not to miss a thing. It ends up being a point for the Mavs. 8-8. A lot of rotating going on in the lineup for Tupelo as Carter will go back to sit. Shettles back in the libero. Serve just over the net right at Shettles.
That was a great pass because that was a really good serve. You could tell that serve, and Shettles had no problem with it there in the libero roll, but that one had some movement, but really just the velocity on it. It was a really good set.
Cat Long with the big kill, as you see it on the replay, set her up perfectly. And now Mamie Shettles is back to serve. Tupelo leading 9-8 in what's been an entertaining start to this division matchup. Tapped right back down at the front by Judon, but staying alive with it is Germantown. Now Tupelo. Long goes soft to the middle. Third hit coming for the Mavericks. Here's Zimmerman, left hand, opposite side of the court, but played well.
Really good volley going on right now between both teams.
Cat Long tipped at the front. There's some length for Germantown up that way. Long with a nice save. Miller goes back toward Wells. Long rally. Tipped it softly. Another great play. Point goes to Tupelo.
Well, nobody would give it up right there. Play long enough, somebody's going to make a mistake, and that time it was Germantown in the net.
10-8. Longest rally to this point. Looks like Germantown's discussing with the official, trying to get a change. I think that's the interesting part of this sport. Could you imagine in football if a player could go up to the referee and be like, you sure that was offsides?
Yeah, I'm having some deja vu from last year. I think I remember 14 last year doing this as well. And, you know, that's part of an experienced player's job, is getting to the official's ear.
Shettles, nice serve right at Wells.
As this game gets deeper, it'll be interesting to see if things get tighter and some calls get a little more controversial.
Passes are a bit inaccurate right now for Germantown. They're hitting it way up toward the net, and Tupelo's there just to feed it down. 11-8 Lady Wave here in set one.
Yeah, you saw that with 22 Diana Wells a couple times, just kind of sailing some of those passes.
Shettles serves at that time. Big swing. Tupelo had the block, but it comes down on their side of the net. Judon was there. 11-9 now. Get our broadcast coverage presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Also Barnes Crossing Hyundai, also providing broadcast booth. Discover your next new or used ride at Barnes Crossing Hyundai on North Gloucester. Service error by Susie.
Well, it definitely seems like Tupelo's come out steadier, which is great to see, coming out against an experienced team and being the more settled team. doing everything right. You know, this set's not over, so Germantown's not far behind. But
Gracie Hopkins goes toward the back line and knocks it down for the kill, or for the ace, I should say.
There it is again.
Get all aces this season brought to you by McCarty Architects. Just able to place the ball anywhere. 13-9. Kind of awkward attempt at a swing there. Now Simmons set up for the first time and gets it across to the middle.
You know, that kind of worked to the advantage with both Judon and Simmons going to attack. It makes the defense a little more unsure. Where do we need to block, you know?
14-9, you are right. It makes it tough with that front row that Tupelo has. Hopkins will keep serving.
You start to see that, you know, probably a little bit further in the collegiate level and more professional level, a lot of kind of faking and that kind of stuff.
Zimmerman hammers it down, and it's 15-9.
Zimmerman's really feeling it on that right side. I mean, she is just laying down the hammer most of the time she's hitting, and, you know, it's going to be hard to return that. Unless she hits right into the block, she's going to get a lot of kills this year.
Hopkins again. We've seen her go on some runs, both this year and last year. Softly there, tipped off the net. Point comes down as Shettles couldn't quite get to it. Hit off the tape. 15-10. And both teams undefeated in division play. Tupelo 2-0, and Germantown 1-0. All of the wins have been against Clinton for both teams. Softly that time, Wells punches it across. 15-11.
Wells having a little bit of trouble passing. Looks like she got subbed out for the entire back row this last time.
Zimmerman again, but denied by Wells. And some energy now from the Germantown bench. Much more thin bench than we had out of Pontotoc last night, right? They were all the way down around the back corner, now near the basketball baseline. Simmons with the dig. Judon goes high toward the back line. Big swing, Wells. Judon couldn't handle it. Not much you can do about that.
No, and you know, the block was there, maybe a little bit late. Got stuffed up in there a little bit, but you know, you're where you need to be.
15-13, Tupelo out in front, but a run for Germantown will continue as Simmons couldn't control that one.
And this is where you don't want to get any momentum. You know, you've been in control so far of this first set. You want to stop the bleeding here pretty quick.
To serve it is Savannah Sharp. Shettles tried to set it. Hopkins sideswiped her on her way to try to play it. And we're all square at 15. A run here for the Mavs. And that's one thing about them. They never seem to get down about anything, right?
That's right.
Go back to last year when they had that 5-set comeback. I think they were down 2-0 in that match. Ended up coming back and winning it, much because of 22 Wells. Shettles, back row attack there. Wells, big swing.
Well, doing a good job so far. 2 really good hits from Diana Wells, and our defense has been able to handle it.
Softly that time, Simmons hits it into the net off the ricochet. Hopkins tried to play it, couldn't get it, and Germantown leads now. Yeah, when they can get Wells set up, that's going to be dangerous throughout the night.
Yeah.
And they hadn't been able to do it early, but these last couple of times to her they have. And an error there on the serve.
You know, but last year it seemed like, you know, Wells was like this super formidable presence that we couldn't really match. But I really feel like we can match it with consistency this year, especially with the way Lauren Zimmerman's hitting. I mean, she got blocked once, but that was just kind of a perfect block, and she was set up pretty far away from the net. Got another double contact there.
That'll give Tupelo another point. And it's 17-16 with the libero Lily Shettles serving. Big swing that time by Wells, but played well by the Golden Wave.
Don't love the sneak over by the setter when we have a pretty good pass. You know, I can see doing that when you've got a pass that's hard to deal with, but you know, they're going to be able to return that little soft set over there most likely.
That swing there veered to the left and out of bounds, 17-17. Carter with the quick set. Gets it across. Germantown returns the favor. Now Simmons, flat-handed, back toward that back line, and it is out by a touch. 18-17.
And those are the kind of things you got to learn when you're playing against a team as good as Germantown is. Things that work against other teams, you might be able to get some kills here and there, sneak some kills in there. That's not going to happen against a team this good.
Lauren Zimmerman with Tupelo leading by a point in set one. Big swing denial at the net. Kinsley Carter. Nothing there for Sarah Beth Day.
It's a good swing, you know, but you swing hard into a good block, the block's going to win every time.
19-17. Zimmerman a low serve right at Wells. That's a tough one to play, and Wells with a mistake. 20-17. Wes, if you hit it right at Wells to start things, that will get her out of timing, right? She's having to play, and you can tell most of these serves are going right at her when she's on the back line.
Well, they're kind of headhunting at this point, and that's something that a team will do. If they can make her uncomfortable, then that'd be great. Zimmerman's had really good serves every single time here. Ooh.
Big swing and a point for Germantown, I believe, into the net.
Into the net, okay. Because that was a good dig.
On a play where you wouldn't think anyone would be up into the net, right? And Mulrooney in. Zimmerman will get a break. Sarah Foster Brown in as well for Mamie Shettles. 20-18, Tupelo out in front in set one against a Germantown team that went undefeated in division play last year. Hopkins didn't have that one quite go off as well as expected, but Tupelo gets it across nonetheless. Wells played by Shettles. Simmons, big swing, tipped, and the point off the tip. 21 for Tupelo.
It's such the diversity of our hitting now. I mean, you can go outside to Simmons, and you got Carter in the middle, and Lauren Zimmerman coming in after that. You always have a consistent hitter in all the time, and I definitely feel like that's something that makes a big difference. Tupelo
4 points away. Dylan Miller in to serve. A break for Hopkins and Simmons as Kat Long comes in along with Miller. Wells back set, big swing up and over Carter. Carter was there, it just rolled off of her hand. And a serve coming from Gabrielle Austin, a senior. Right at Shettles.
Really good pass. That was a pretty difficult serve.
Have an awkward set that time. Carter just getting it across. Swing coming. Big hit toward the back line played by Shettles. Couple of sophomores on the floor right now for Tupelo, and a long rally in the works.
Good defense so far for Tupelo in this rally.
Sarah Foster off the block. Gets the point. 22-19. Judon in.
It's really good to be able to score the point there when you've had so many good digs and so many good plays on defense. To be able to finish it off is really satisfying.
Kinsley Carter, service error, 22-20. Giving a little life to the Mavericks.
Yep, definitely don't want to give them any points this late in the match. This first one will be so pivotal and important.
Sarah Beth Day, the junior, gets it across. Bad set that time, and Tupelo gets it over and will end up getting a point regardless of how disarrayed the setup was. Now 2 points from a set one victory are the Lady Wave. But if you know anything from last year, set one wins and even set two wins against Germantown don't mean all that much. Mamie Shettles tips the tape and gets the ace, brought to you by McCarty Architects.
But getting the first set, you know, it's not everything, but it is definitely something. It's really important. If you can get that first one, you feel like you're in control.
You can't win three if you don't win one,
That's
right? 24-20. Short set. Judon there to try to play it Big swing long, and it's in. Set win for Tupelo, 25-20.
Catherine Long, the young sophomore we've been talking about, really showing a lot of potential. And right there, she not only hit the ball where nobody was, she hit it there with authority. And man, if she can keep that up, we just keep building the roster and the diversity of hitters. That's tough to stop as a defense.
Tupelo takes the first set. We'll take a commercial break. This is Golden Wave basketball presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
The Barnes Crossing Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of Tupelo High School Athletics, and we are committed to giving back to the community. The Barnes Crossing Auto Group will always give you the best price at any of our 7 Northeast Mississippi locations. You'll be sure to score with over 2,000 new or pre-owned vehicles in stock. That's over $50 million worth of inventory, and credit is never a deal breaker. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. Where nobody walks away. Because everybody saves. It's Tupelo.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
Call it volleyball.
Lady Wave. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what sport we're doing. Lady Wave takes set 125-20. And again, I think I brought us out of break with the basketball reference, so I went into like November mode a little bit early. But Tupelo wins set 1 25-20 and had all the momentum. West just kind of ran away with it there late.
Yeah, I think we felt good, and they just seemed settled. That's what's really cool about this match so far. They didn't seem nervous. There wasn't a lot of mistakes, and to be able to just feel like you're in the driver's seat the whole time against a team that's at full strength, and that it's not last year, that it's different, that you've gained, that you've progressed, you've matured as a team, and just see if we can just keep that up.
Set 2 is brought to you by Hodges Orthodontics. Glad to have our set sponsors, both Barnes Crossing Volkswagen and Hodges Orthodontics, on for our coverage this season. Again, Tupelo a 5-point victory in set 1, and they have not lost a set at home this season. They would love to keep that up.
Yeah.
As they are, 7, now 8-0 in sets this year at home. They've played well under first-year head coach Laura Booth. Plenty of experience outside of Tupelo, but her first time here, and this would be a big one for her to win in her first time in this meeting.
Yeah, it's a statement win. You got to expect Germantown's going to be a little more settled now, being the visiting team. Had some mistakes for sure that they can clean up in that first set. So you got to expect the second set's going to be a little closer.
Again, football season just around the corner. We have the Jamboree at Horn Lake on Friday at 6 p.m., and then it gets started for real Friday, August 30th, as the Golden Wave host Whitehaven out of Memphis on the new blue turf at 7 o'clock. Get tickets for that game, plus you can get home game season parking passes by visiting tinyurl.com/Tupelo-Tix. That's Tupelo-Tix, and see what Coach Harden and company have in store for 2024. We're underway in set number 2. Zimmerman into the net there trying to get it across, and it's 1-0 Germantown to get things underway. Just the set that time too close to the net.
Yeah, it just wasn't a great set. That happens. It's okay. Just shake it off and keep going.
Zimmerman plays the serve. They'll set it up for Hopkins. Seeing Cabria Garth in for the first time. An angled hit out of bounds. Tupelo gets the point to lock things back up at 1. Nice effort inside there by Sarah Beth Day, but just missed the line. Another tough serve there by Hopkins. That one out of bounds from Tupelo, 2-1.
Garth, not the person you really want handling the ball there on the second bump, but sometimes the ball comes right at you, not much you could do.
Didn't have a lot of space to work with.
No.
Zimmerman, who's been on fire over the last couple of games, gets another kill.
She likes to really go down that line, too. I mean, yeah, and if you can go down that line, if they had started adjusting and setting up right on the line with that block, you might need to start looking to turn your body a little bit inward. But if it's working, just keep doing it.
52 kills in 13 matches for Zimmerman. That's second on the team. And there Carter will put it down and get the point.
Some home cooking there from the rafters.
Yep, she was right there to play it, too. Again, Carter, you said it, whenever it gets right anywhere near that net, she's right there, aggressive with it.
Still seeing kind of again, you wouldn't expect out of Diana Wells. She's really struggled passing today.
Big swing from the middle, back line in from Wells.
Then makes up for it. It's a pretty good hit.
Carter tried to challenge her, but couldn't get a piece. What does it take being on that front row, trying to get in rhythm with those swings if you are Wells?
And that's one of the things, too. Like, she didn't really even have, like, the greatest setup there, but being 5'11", you know, you can see. Like, that's a mistake, you know, she wouldn't normally make, but almost like maybe trying a little too hard or something, I'm not sure. But, you know, you just have to just kind of get your body timed up right, and with the height, you can kind of make more out of nothing.
Zimmerman with the serve. Big swing. That's more of what you're used to seeing. And
yeah, like right there. That's like when she's that's the Division I talent right there. That kind of hit. That's hard to return, even if you know you're like we had position on that one. But man, that ball's getting rocketed at you so hard. It's really hard to pass it well.
Deflating a volleyball almost.
Yeah.
Shettles plays it now. Hopkins. Carter rolls it across. Big swing, back corner, point, Germantown. 5-5. And Tupelo in good position there, just went in between the blockers.
Yeah, and just goes to show Germantown wouldn't be as good of a team as they are if they didn't have multiple hitters like Tupelo. So they're not completely dependent on Wells. But you can also, they seem like they're a little more comfortable right now.
Sarah Foster Brown there to back up Carter. That mistimed attempt. Sarah Foster punches it across and gets the point. Going into that inside corner just with a two-handed hit where no one was.
Yeah, I got to think maybe that was discussed in some of the more veteran players from Tupelo. You're seeing them doing that tonight where they're strategically setting the ball up in that pocket, the opposite side front row pocket, and it's been really successful so far.
Dylan Miller sends it across. Big hit tipped at the front. Tupelo trying to keep it alive, and Mulrooney will be able to do it. Another punch there toward the back line. Sarah Foster Brown, diving save by Wells. And tipped the top of the net, and Tupelo will just try to get it across. Cat Long wasn't ready for that one.
Might be a good time just to take a deep breath through the lady wave, and defensive sets have been a little discombobulated. They're getting pretty solid hits at them, but not really putting over a whole lot right now on offense that's going to hurt the Mavericks.
Carter able to deny that attempt. Now Wells from the back row right in front of Shettles for the point. Germantown retakes the advantage by one. Back line service error. And we're back to all square as Carter will serve it.
When we start to get into kind of that gridlock that we saw last year.
So back-to-back service errors. We just keep flip-flopping the lead in set two. Tupelo winning set one, 25-20. Just seems right now Tupelo having a hard time getting those clean sets.
Yes.
That they made look easy early in this thing.
Yeah, Sophie Mulrooney just made something where there was nothing.
And the point.
There was absolutely no business scoring that point right there. And she, I mean, just that one hand to be able to get that ball up like that is not easy to do.
8-8. Shettles back to serve it. And if you're just tuning in, it's our 4th game broadcast here at home this season. And that's an ace from Shettles, brought to you by McCarty Architects. For over 40 years, McCarty Architects has provided professional design in education, healthcare, and the senior living markets. McCarty takes pride in developing projects with innovative solutions that provide lasting value and contribute to the success of their clients. Visit them online at McCartyArchitects.com. Shettles right at Wells that time. Softly to the middle, denial by Garth. Right place, right time.
It's that athleticism and the hang time just to be there. It did not look like Germantown was expecting anyone.
Shettles targeting Wells again. Awkward hit. Tupelo not ready to play it. Great play by Sharp. Two-handed hit worked out that time.
Yeah, it was just perfect. Just floated it right up over the block. Really hard to handle that.
Advantage now down to 1. Zimmerman. There's Wells. And when she hits it, it sounds a little different, right? And that time, she'll get the point.
It was a good effort just to keep it up in the air. Yeah, you always got to be ready. Something's going to come at you pretty hard, and that's what makes the tip all that much more effective too. When they can hit it at you hard, you know that they can get a solid hit on you. Then you're not expecting the tip, and you're on your heels more, and it just opens up their whole offense.
And another big set. Great play by Shettles to keep it alive. This one up into the rafters, won't hit anything, and now Tupelo's third hit will have to get across.
Definitely a much cleaner Germantown offense so far in set 2.
Too deep that time for Sarah Beth Day. Came in to the picture from beyond that 10-foot line, but too much momentum. 11-10 Lady Wave in set 2. Trying to get to 3-0 in division play. Simmons been fairly quiet that time. Will get a swing off, not the hardest attempt, and Sarah Beth Day there to shut it down. And the angle there on that block working out well for Germantown as Maverick set to send it back away. This is their go at it in an all-square set 2.
There you go. That's what you want. That last set was a little hard for Simmons to handle. For her to get on top of, that allowed the block to kind of be where it needed to be. That time, everything was beautiful. Really hard for Germantown to be in position.
So Lily Shettles, the libero, in as the up ref blows the whistle. Now we'll get things back set for play. Big swing, Wells, cross court. Got it in.
Yeah, just Wells coming from different positions now hitting in that middle position. And, you know, what makes the middle so hard is to defend is that block goes up in the middle, but now the middle can go either direction with it, you know, and it's really hard to defend it.
It's not locked to one side, right?
You're right.
Awkward hit by Carter, and a double hit will give a point to Germantown.
And a good hitter feels the block. When I say feels the block, you know, you're looking at the ball, you're so fixated on the ball, but you can kind of feel that body on the other side of the net.
Serve there just out. Flirted with the line.
That's a lot of confidence right there. Gracie Hopkins showed. You get let those go, man. It's like riverboat gambling.
court awareness, right? Floor awareness. Lauren Zimmerman goes toward the back, hits off the rafter, and the point to Tupelo.
Doesn't seem like that happens to us very often. You know, it's that home cooking.
That's right.
The court.
Hey, like the rafters are gold,
yeah.
right? So,
yeah, they are gold.
14-13, Tupelo with some help from the ceiling. Hit it right at the libero. Tipped back down. Carter, is it in? Is it out? We're discussing on that far side. And they will have to discuss more. The problem is they're coming over to the up ref, who was as far away from it as anybody on the floor. Coach Booth,
I don't want to be critical,
is not going to be very happy.
I don't want to get on Kennedy Simmons for that.
Point Tupelo.
She got the point anyways, but she did the most polite love tap on that ball when she could have put it down with authority. There wouldn't have been any question if she would have come at that ball with authority and smacked it down. So don't tap it over, smack it over.
15-13. And it's Tupelo who got the point after the review. And they're a kill for Germantown.
See, that's what makes Wells dangerous, and that's part of being 5'11". But, I mean, she didn't even have to, like, really jump there, and she was able to get a really solid angle and hit on that ball.
So advantage Tupelo by a point in set 2. And you just feel like every set is going to be like this, Wes. Going to come down to who can just go on that late run.
That was ugly, but got the ball over. Still have a chance at the point.
Great effort by Hopkins, but she couldn't come away after the tip, and we're all square at 15. For as good as both these teams are, we haven't had huge rallies, and a lot of that has to do with the front lines being able to swing it as well as they have.
Yeah, when you can't get a good pass off of a big hit, it's hard to really get your offense going and sustain anything.
That was on cue, too, as Simmons gets the kill. Miller back in to serve. In our broadcast coverage for volleyball season, brought to you by Dr. Carl Bevering. Tipped at the net, but Carter can't handle it. And it's a kill for Chelsea Smith. I had to mention volleyball because evidently I'm stuck in basketball season at different points, right? 16-16. Cat Long, big swing, but denied by that front row. Sarah Beth Day, 5'11", denying Long. Serve from White.
Great pass.
Short set, Carter. It's too deep. 18-16.
Really want to stop the bleeding at this point, get back in this set.
10-foot line, Sarah Foster into the net on that attempt.
Good
19-16, and we have a timeout from Coach Booth. We'll take a break with them. This is Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
The Barnes Crossing Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of Tupelo High School Athletics, and we are committed to giving back to the community. The Barnes Crossing Auto Group will always give you the best price at any of our 7 Northeast Mississippi locations. You'll be sure to score with over 2 deal breaker. We'll buy your car even if you don't, where nobody walks away, because everybody saves. It's Tupelo.
Service error there to start out of the timeout by Coach Booth, and now it's 19-17. And now Carter with the serve. In set number 2, Tupelo winning set 1, 25-20. Big swing into the net. Another one that Sarah Foster Brown couldn't get across.
Yeah, things just not going Tupelo's way at a crucial time right now, but still got plenty to play.
Miller plays the serve. They'll set it to Garth. And that time Tupelo will get a point back. The pass forward was too close to the net and into the net. Tupelo within 2. Really got to keep them in check here.
Yeah, and Mamie Shettles is a good server, one of our better servers, I'd say. So it's a place you could go on a little run here.
Mamie second on the team in aces with 24 and has a couple here tonight. In all aces this season, brought to you by McCarty Architects. Miller across. Big swing, partially tipped there for Tupelo.
Great dig.
And they'll get it across. Deep on the swing that time from Lopez.
That's close to being a double there for Germantown. Ref didn't call it, but Tupelo still gets the point.
This is with a run that the Lady Wave needed. They're within 1 with Shettles serving. Wells plays it. They'll set it up. Mistimed on the hit. Should have been 4 hits.
Yeah.
And it is.
I knew something just didn't feel right about that. I didn't know what it was in the moment, but I'm like, there was some penalty there.
20-20 timeout Germantown. So Coach Booth calls timeout and gives Tupelo a 4-0 run. And now they're in great shape on this race to 25.
Yeah, you got to feel great about that. I mean, you take the timeout as a coach right when you need it to. The team responds exactly the way you'd want to. Now they're taking a timeout. Come back in here and keep momentum going. You still got Mamie Shettles up there serving.
You can be sure to stay up to date on Golden Wave Athletics on social media, on X and Instagram at Tupelo Athletics, and on Facebook by searching Tupelo Athletics. Also, we'll have broadcast coverage at goldenwaveathletics.com Friday night, next Friday night at 7 o'clock as Tupelo will start their 2024 football season against Whitehaven. Shettles, another serve as we're out of the timeout. Big swing, block, stayed alive, but Tupelo run out of hits. 4
great hit.
Attempts there.
Savannah Sharp over there for Germantown. This is a great effort.
Timeouts were worth 4 points for Tupelo when they took theirs. Let's see how many it's worth for Germantown. Serve from Sharp. Punched across. Germantown will keep it alive. Wells, big hit, ricocheted off the block. 22-20, Tupelo.
You got to expect if you're Tupelo, they're
trailing in this one.
With Wells being in the front row right now, that Germantown's going to go back to her every single time right now.
And a mistake there for the Golden Wave. Shettles didn't set it, and now Germantown 2 points away from taking set 2. What's been a battle to this point. Germantown pulling away after calling that timeout when it was all square at 20. And we'll reset. Miller to Shettles, now Zimmerman. Great dig that time by Wells. Tupelo needing to go on a run. Zimmerman blocked. Will go back up.
It's good instincts there by Zimmerman.
Wells denied again.
Great block.
They'll go soft. Garth hanging in the air to save that one. Wells just inside for the point.
Oh, what a volley. Back and forth. And man, Tupelo's front line did everything they could right there.
Hectic there for that 24th point. And now Tupelo will call timeout, try to go on a run, but it's going to be tough to do that with the way that Germantown has been playing, especially since I guess it's 4-4, right? Tupelo called timeout, went on a 4-point run, and now Germantown called one. They went on a 4-point run, so Tupelo hoping to make it
well, for Tupelo,
at least even.
You really just need to, if you can get some points here, you got to win by 2. So,
yep.
you know, you can just
draw even.
Yeah, keep every single point matters. It's not over yet.
Served by Sharp, played by Zimmerman. Big swing and a point. A kill for Lauren Zimmerman.
Yeah, I'd keep going to Zimmerman. Well, now you got Simmons in too. Pretty good Pretty good front line here. If you can get, I mean, right now you have that option to go to Zimmerman on the backside.
Gracie Hopkins jump serve.
That's probably where I would go.
And if you need a comeback, Hopkins serving will certainly help. Tupelo just needing to get it across, but it's out, and the set goes to Germantown. Great effort there. It just missed by maybe 10 inches there from staying in play. 25-21, Germantown takes set number 2.
Just a little teaching moment. You know, you just probably tell Garth to stay away from that second ball there. Let the setter come in and get that. Let your offense cook a little bit.
About as even as you can get. Tupelo winning set 1 25-20, set 2 going 25-21 in favor of the visiting Lady Mavericks. Neither team has lost in division play. Somebody's going to do it here tonight, but may be a long one here. We may have a long match, and that's something we're used to seeing, Wes. We had a 4-set match and a 5-set match against them last time. Let's take a commercial break. This is Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
The Barnes Crossing Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of Tupelo High School athletics, and we are committed to giving back to the community. The Barnes Crossing Auto Group will always give you the best price at any of our 7 Northeast Mississippi locations. You'll be sure to score with over 2,000 new or pre-owned vehicles in stock. That's over $50 million worth of inventory, and credit is never a deal breaker. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. Where nobody walks away, because everybody saves. It's Tupelo.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at.
Welcome back to the Golden Wave Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle. Zach Zimmerman producing as we get back for the third set. 1-1 between these two teams, and been very exciting at this point. Both of them getting up into the 20s. Hard to tell really who has the momentum going into set 3.
Yeah, this is exactly what we thought was going to happen. You know, we knew it was going to be back and forth like this. It's kind of, as we predicted earlier, Germantown came out and played a little cleaner and seemed like they got into their offense more and kind of got to the places they wanted to be. And so you really kind of saw what they were fully capable of, but Tupelo was right there with them the entire time. So a few things go differently, you can go your way, you win that match. So, you know, nothing to hang your head on, just keep going, keep playing hard, and don't give up.
We're waiting lineups as the officials are looking over on that far side. Again, last match of the week here at home for the Lady Wave. Again, it's been a stretch of home matches. We have Tisch County coming in on the 26th and then Starkville on the 27th before going on a long road trip. Been a weird schedule, as we talked about last night, especially for a volleyball schedule to be built like this, where there were so many home or road matches to start the year and then so many here at home right in the middle. Shettles will set things off when we get the whistle to play, and there it is. Our third set, brought to you by Barnes Crossing Volkswagen, is underway. Punched across by Hopkins. Blocked at the front, but the kill will go down for Sarah Beth Day. Judon just couldn't keep it above the net. One to nothing Germantown. Riding the momentum after that set 2 victory. A hard fought set 2. 25-21 was the final result. There's Hopkins cross court toward the back row.
Great job there by Gracie Hopkins, just like we know she can do. Good hitter, can put the ball where she wants to, avoids the block.
Ball being ran down. Hopkins will be back to serve it once they get it back across to her. In Tupelo football in action this week, Jamboree at Horn Lake. 6 o'clock on Friday. Then the home opener, as there's an ace, brought to you by McCarty Architects. Visit them online at mccartyarchitects.com. Gracie leads the team in that category, had 29 entering tonight. Wells loads up and knocks one in.
Well, when she gets the set exactly how she wants it, it's pretty hard to stop.
Day back to serve it for the Lady Mavs. Simmons across. Just in on that back line. That was Judon.
Tupelo's able to capitalize off a Germantown error. That ball was almost definitely out on the Germantown side, but Germantown played it anyways, and Simmons with the great instincts just to send the ball back over.
Yeah, Savannah Sharp had recognized that. It was going to miss the line by quite a bit. Set there, too close to the net. Wells got a swing off, but couldn't do anything with it, and there, good wherewithal from Carter to go back up and get it down.
It's a really good job by Carter to block there and send the ball back. You'd like to see more blocking, maybe a little bit up front there. If you're on the front row, then you're semi-close, block it.
That short set, and Wells just punches it to the floor.
You kind of learn as blockers to kind of team up together. You kind of go foot to foot and hip to hip, and you go up together, and you can put up a little double block there. You know, you'd like to see some of that coordination. Takes away just a little bit more area for the hitter.
Lydia Presley with the jump serve, and it's deep. Service error for Germantown. 5-3 Lady Wave. That last kill by Wells was on a short set too.
Yeah, that's tough.
Almost indefensible, right?
Well, and they do a good job of, they're doing a good job of mixing up where she's coming from. Say backside here.
She angles it just by Shettles, out of her reach. There's just not much you can do when you're loading up, and she just pokes it across.
Yeah, there's been a theme for the night. You see how deadly location can be right there. She didn't really have a set she could do much with, but every time either team has gone to that opposite front corner, there's been points scored.
Sarah Foster Brown, a great job on the run of getting that ball across in play, and it'll yield a point for Tupelo as Sharp swings but hits it left of the line. Miller back in, as is Cat Long. Hopkins and Simmons will sit. 6-4 Tupelo leading in set 3, 1-1 the overall match score. Both teams trying to hold on to an undefeated record in division play. Germantown hadn't lost in over a year as they went undefeated in division play last season. Big swing by Carter, got hung up, but somehow Tupelo keeps it alive.
Yeah, way to keep it alive, keep going.
And Sarah Foster can't control it. Wonder, too, if maybe when that ball was rolling down Carter's arm, Tupelo got away with something there.
Yeah, it might have. That's one of the things is why you don't react. You know, you just keep playing, make the ref make the judgment.
Serve from the libero, Embry Claire White. Long, swinging, right at White. Out of bounds. Tupelo gets the point and regains a 2-point advantage in set 3 as Judon is back in for Carter. And Shettles set to hit it across. Another short set. This time it's for Day.
Not much of a block up there for Tupelo, and you're not really giving your defense a lot to work with if you're not going to have a block up.
Germantown earns the serve as Madeline Susi, the 5'5" senior, will get it across. Long from the 10-foot line to the back corner and in for the kill. Under control there, Cat Long playing like someone who's played on varsity a lot longer than just a sophomore.
Yeah, for sure. And just, you know, she's not trying to murder the ball every time, which is always the temptation when you're a hitter, but you can take a little off control and putting it where the defense isn't.
Mamie Shettles. right at the libero. Into the net. Didn't have a chance that time as Lopez hit it underneath the tape.
I think Lopez suffered from a little bit of that old dead hand syndrome we talked about last night a little bit. Just didn't have her hand cupped quite right.
Jump serve from Shettles again. Awkward swing that time. Tupelo will play it. Long. Higher set. Miller can't handle it, and a kill for Day.
That's tough. That's just kind of pure reaction from Miller there. Not sure if that ball would have stayed in. It probably would have, but it was a close one.
9-7. Germantown trailing Tupelo. And that one's set up and not going to work out very many times when you put it that close to the net with 22 Wells on the other side.
Yeah, it's just a bad pass, and what you're essentially doing, it's kind of what I've been talking about for the front line for Tupelo to do more often is you're setting it for the other team essentially when you do that, when you have a bad pass. And if you get set up good, they just smash it down. But again, I'd like to see Tupelo's front row be a little more reactive. I feel like we're not always ready for the action and not getting blocks up when we could.
Hopkins with the serve, 10-8. Tupelo out in front. They defend that Wells hit fairly well. As Judon goes back across. Set it softly. Shettles can't handle it. Day again with the kill.
It's just so hard for either team to get momentum. Both playing well and just trading blows.
Dig that time from Shettles. Hopkins will have to get it across, and she does. And it's Lopez who's denied at the net, but I think Tupelo got into the net, and they did. Judon or Simmons. 10-10.
Looks clean to me, but I don't know. I'm not right on the line. Really good pass on a difficult serve.
That time, Zimmerman with the swing. It was blocked, but it goes out of bounds off of Germantown. 11-8 back in favor of the Wave. Trinity Judon getting set to serve it, one of the 6 seniors on this Tupelo roster. Again, a member of that state championship winning girls basketball team last year that defeated Germantown to hoist the trophy there in Jackson. Big swing by Simmons. It's blocked, but again out of bounds. It's 2 very good girls athletic programs, especially what Germantown's been able to do both in volleyball and basketball. Trying to do something after a pass that was beyond that 10-foot line. They'll set, go soft toward the corner. They try to play it, and it's in.
It's tipped perfectly.
As Shettles was diving after it. Lopez back to serve. And Hopkins with a diving dig as they target her. 10-foot line swing that time. A ricochet, and Shettles can't handle it. 12-12, point for point. That's pretty much the way this whole match has been.
Yeah, it's just back and forth. You know, just 2 really evenly matched teams. Probably this is going to be, you know, the 2 teams for the division title.
Shettles set, Simmons swings, but blocked again. And everything Tupelo has tried to get attempts at has just been denied in this 3rd set. That time Carter goes over the top softly. Went right at the net, but just out of bounds. Good decision by Zimmerman to let that one go, and we're tied at 13 with number 13 about to serve it.
Been interesting. Simmons has been consistently getting blocked over there. I don't know if it's, you know, you got a really good defense and a really good front line on the other side, but I wonder if there's something she could do, maybe change her body angle a little bit in a different direction.
Simmons flat-footed hit, and it's out. Not as much success tonight on those kill attempts from Kennedy Simmons, at least to this point. And a lot of that has to do with the disruptions up front that Germantown can bring. It's a great serve, makes for a bad pass forward. Tupelo will just have to get it across. Better pass this time. Back set. Sarah Foster Brown gets it across. Swing and right at Shettles. Back area and out. All square at 14.
Again, just not seeing either team's overreacting. Some pretty good volleys here in the second set. Back and forth, and just wait for the other team to make a mistake.
Miller back in. This trio of sophomores. Two of them out on the floor at the moment. Barble's sitting. Denial there by Carter, and Tupelo gets the point. Her and Sarah Foster Brown.
Good job by Carter. That block took away a pretty easy scoring opportunity for Germantown.
15-14 Tupelo out in front. Wells plays the serve. Big swing at the net, and the point comes down. Long can't handle it, and the kill goes to Chelsea Smith. All square at 15 in set 3.
Sometimes the net makes you look better than you are, and Germantown got lucky there, I would say.
Long loads up just a bit deep. She's wanting to say it was a tip. They're waiting to get some sort of clarification. Not going to get it. 16-15. Germantown. Shettles tips it forward. Carter comes flying in from the 10-foot line and gets it down for the point. Wasn't the cleanest set.
Was that her left hand?
It was.
Yeah, that's some athleticism right there to hang like that, switch hands. I mean, that's not easy to do. And even just the set, we really made something out of nothing right there.
High angled hit, and it's just out. Right in front of that back line ref. And it didn't miss by much. 16 for Germantown, 17 right now for Tupelo in set 3. What a save by Miller with one hand.
Great dig.
And just in from Kat Long. Tupelo with a 2-point advantage. Important with this one because this is the swing set in this match. Whoever can get to this second, collect that second set win.
Yeah, and we're getting the crunch time here too in this set. This is where everything gets magnified. Every play is a little more important. Just huge shout out to Dylan Miller there on that dig.
And they'll get the ace, brought to you by McCarty Architects. Visit them online at McCartyArchitects.com. That's Shettles. Feel like a timeout would be in the works right now for Germantown, but they'll wait before they use one. Down 3. Punched across by Smith. Judon, two-handed hit toward the back row. Another great dig that time by Miller. Short set. Tupelo plays it well. Shettles. And another great denial by Sarah Foster Brown. Long rally here as Tupelo tries to get their 20th point. Shettles will have to get it across. Short set, hits off of Mulrooney, and the point and the kill for Germantown. That was Day.
Yeah, you still got to feel good about that. You did everything right. I mean, you just ended up with an attack there from Germantown that was really tough to return, but both teams just really fighting. It's really fun volleyball to watch.
Shettles plays it. Mulrooney slides into the picture. Tupelo stays alive. Tries to keep this rally going. Another set defended by Tupelo fairly well. Mulrooney angles it back across. Will set it for Sharp, and she'll put it to the floor. It was a long distance set that time.
Tupelo wasn't able to return that one, but I have to say I really love what I'm seeing out of the back line from Tupelo. I mean, just like the digs that we're getting on these, unless the ball is just rocketed, we are able to pretty much dig everything, and that's just a good defense.
Right at the tape, and it's a service error.
That's the break you need.
Because it could have went either way, right? Just caught enough of the net. 20-18, well, Shettles will serve.
It's just a good break, to stop Germantown's momentum at this point in the game and get one of your better servers and maybe Shettles up here.
And now Coach Sharp will call a timeout. She let them play for a moment. They went on a 3-point run, but now timeout, 20-18. Tupelo out in front. We'll take a break here in set 3. This is Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner. Welcome back to Golden Wave Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle. 20-18 in set number 3 as Mamie Shettles is set to serve it once we get the whistle. Been an entertaining match to this point. Tupelo winning set 1 25-20. Germantown set 2 25-21. Sharp just over the net, tips off of Tupelo, and the point comes down for Germantown. A 1-point match.
Yeah, this one's probably going to go down to the wire. Seems like with each set we get tighter and tighter.
Point for point. Shettles, Zimmerman, big hit right at Wells. And Wells right back at Tupelo. It tips off of Judon, and we're all square at 20. Timeout, Tupelo. We'll stay here with you in our broadcast booth. It's brought to you by Barnes Crossing Hyundai. Discover your next new or used ride at Barnes Crossing Hyundai on North Gloucester. Our aces this season by McCarty Architects. For over 40 years, McCarty Architects has provided professional design and education, healthcare, and senior living markets. McCarty takes pride in developing projects with innovative solutions that provide lasting value and contribute to the success of their clients. Visit them online at McCartyArchitects.com. Well, Wes, we're back to all square at 20 in set 3. Need to get to 25 by 2. I don't know if these teams can separate by 2 points in this set.
Yeah, you really feel like this is the pivotal set here, right? You win this one, you go up 2-1. You're definitely in the driver's seat, so Tupelo's got to do everything they can to steal the momentum here.
You want to put the onus on your opponent, certainly for set 4. Put the pressure on them. Right now, somebody needs to get that 21st point. Long towards Sharp, played there. Now it's Wells, and we'll get a double hit. It's been a minute since we've had one of those, but the point goes to Tupelo.
Who'd they call that on?
I guess it was on that set.
The set. Okay. Well, that's something we've seen this official consistently call tonight.
Now it's Hopkins, jump serve. Tupelo needing 4 points to take the set. Wells tipped at the net. Tupelo gets it across. Wells again. Shettles there to play it. Lily Shettles to Zimmerman, soft with the kill.
Yeah, does a great job by Zimmerman. Taking something off on that one.
Just mixing it up, right?
Yeah, mixing it up, and they're expecting a big hit. Just put it right over that block. It's hard to return.
Hopkins again serving. Bad set that time, but
surprised that wasn't a penalty on that set.
Almost like a catch, right?
Surprised that wasn't a penalty on that one, too.
Judon across, free ball, but another free ball served up by Germantown. Tupelo gets a set.
Yeah.
Flying in to Zimmerman.
I'd keep going to Zimmerman.
They'll try Simmons. And an attempt there, and Tupelo will get the point from Simmons.
Well, it worked.
2 away are the Lady Wave in set 3. And a timeout called by Germantown. You know a match is good when you've had as many timeouts as we've had through the first 3 sets.
Yeah, well, with this being this pivotal third set, both coaches know how important it is to win this one, and it's still pretty close. If Germantown can have a little rally here, they can still win, but hopefully Tupelo can put the clamps down.
In our timeouts all season long, brought to you by Raising Cane's. Been a very even matchup. This match has been as good as advertised. We talked about it yesterday, and folks, you know, today we've been talking about at school how big of a matchup and a rivalry this is becoming. Tupelo 2 points away from taking this third set and going up 2-1 in the match. Right at Wells, and that's what you like to see. Judon with the kill.
Judon showing that basketball athleticism, and he really used one of those Gracie Hopkins aces right now.
Hopkins, another jump serve. Swing by Day in front of Shettles and down for the kill.
Well, you don't expect Germantown to go quietly.
Zoe Wilder back in on that front line. Hopkins plays it. That one's set up perfectly for Wilder, and she'll just put it right down to the floor. 24-22.
Just a bad pass. Gave him a great set.
The intensity turned up a bit in set 3. With this match locked at 1-1, and it is just in. That was close. And it's 24-23. Timeout. Tupelo.
It's a good timeout. You know, just anything you can do to stop the momentum. All you need is for Germantown to make one mistake right now.
Another timeout brought to you by Raising Cane's, and now just a 1 point difference. Germantown a point away from forcing this to be a race to 26.
Yeah, this point is critical. You really want to win it right here.
Serve will be for the Lady Mavs when we get back out of the break. In our broadcast coverage brought to you by Dr. Carl Bevering, and the crowd coming alive with this third set, just like the other two, just even a bit closer here as the intensity is amped up. Serve from Day. Shettles sets. Zimmerman, big swing, tipped in the point for Tupelo. The kill for Zimmerman. Tupelo takes set 3, and a huge wave of momentum for the Lady Wave in this match.
I love what we saw right there. I mean, I think Lauren Zimmerman is really distinguishing herself as a go-to offensive player, and that's what they showed right there. I mean, I'm sure in the huddle, in the timeout, they drew up exactly what play they wanted to run, and that backside hit has been one of our most consistent offensive plays.
I mean, what you've seen so far through the last 2 days from Lauren Zimmerman is a little bit more confidence than we saw last year from her.
Sure.
And just the ability for everybody to feed her the ball and set her up nicely.
Yeah, you know, it gives you confidence when you're in a situation like that. When you only need 1 point, as a coach, you can take a timeout and you can drop the play and say, hey, this is exactly where we're going. This is what we're doing. This has been our hitter who's been the most consistent, kind of has the hot hand right now. Let's go to her.
So Germantown has already broke the huddle over on their side, and the thing about them, they don't seem all that stressed, right? Being down 2-1 to Tupelo. They've done that before, I believe, in that 5-set match that they came back and won. They were down 2-0 and ended up coming back and winning 3 consecutive sets. A lot of that because of number 22, Wells, for them. And I think as long as your leader of your team is fairly relaxed, right, you can also play relaxed.
Yeah, really relaxed. You know, they're going to be in it every time. A lot of, like Tupelo, a lot of veteran leadership on this German side town, but definitely I think as we've entering into the fourth set here, we're definitely seeing, again, we mentioned this. It seemed like Wells was kind of a giant among others last year in this, and it just really doesn't. I mean, she's important. She's there. She's really good, but I think we've seen a lot of improvement on our side too, where we have a lot of really good, consistent hitting.
Again, Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network has been presented by Dr. Carl Bevering, Barnes Crossing Hyundai, McCarty Architects, Raising Cane's, Hodges Orthodontics, Super Chicks, and Barnes Crossing Volkswagen. This fourth set will be brought to you by Hodges Orthodontics. Tupelo a set victory away from starting the year 3-0 in division play and notching what would be their 11th win of the season. It'd be 11-4-1 if they got that done. But as we said, the more important number would be that 3-0 in division, and it would hand Germantown their first loss in at least 2 seasons, or I guess 1 season plus the start of this one, since they have lost a match in regular season division play, which is an incredible run that they've been on, but it could come to an end here in this set.
Yeah, if you can win this set and not have to go to a decisive 5th set, then I think you feel really good about your showing tonight.
Sharp will serve it for the Lady Mavs, played by Simmons. Judon will get an attempt, swings it straight into the net, 1-0 Germantown. But a huge opportunity for Tupelo to pin a loss on the Lady Mavs early in the season.
The way the momentum swings in these matches like this, this would be where Germantown would come and take this set. So I think you got to play especially good if you're Tupelo to win here.
These two teams won't meet again until September 10th. There's a kill for Wells. And from that far side, she seems to be more comfortable on the edges,
sure,
on those swings. And Sharp will continue to serve. 2 points for her already, or for Germantown as she serves. Hit across, played by Zimmerman. Passed it forward. Now Lauren Zimmerman with a big swing, dug up by Germantown. It's outside of the line, and the point goes to the Lady Wave.
Another kill for Lauren Zimmerman, having a great day.
Everyone hitting the brakes there as they were trying to run down that ball to avoid touching it. Wells loads up and puts one on the floor right by Shuttles, right between Mamie and Lily Shuttles. It's what you can't allow, right? You can't allow them to continue to stretch out this advantage in this fourth set.
Well,
and an ace.
And you don't want Wells to get all this momentum and all this confidence, because so far she's been laying down some pretty good hits.
Ace that time from Sarah Beth Day, a junior. And a service error to follow up that ace.
Yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered right there. Just something to break it up, give us the ball back, see if we can go on a little run.
The libero will come in for Day, as Judon will put it across. Short set for Wells, tipped by Judon. The kill yet again for the D1 bound Wells.
Well, Wells is making her presence felt so far earlier in this fourth set.
Plenty of height for Germantown, but Tupelo has handled it well. I think just the way their front line has been playing so confidently has really helped. I don't think they played with this kind of confidence very much last season.
No.
And experience has a lot to do with that.
Yeah, experience. And
big swing, the ball ends up in the last row of bleachers, 6-2. Wes, you almost got a hit at that one.
It's almost like Wells is trying to remind us something in this set. She's been a little quiet, as far as this game has gone, but not so far in set 4.
Carter double hit, 7-2. And Germantown, after losing set 3, is off to a hot start in set 4. Let's take a quick commercial break. This is Tupelo Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
The Barnes Crossing Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of Tupelo High School athletics, and we are committed to giving back to the community. The Barnes Crossing Auto Group will always give you the best price at any of our 7 Northeast Mississippi locations. You'll be sure to score with over 2,000 new or pre-owned vehicles in stock. That's over $50 million worth of inventory, and credit is never a deal breaker. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. Where nobody walks away. Because everybody saves. It's Tupelo.
7-2, Tupelo trailing Germantown as we are just underway in set 4, which is brought to you by Hodges Orthodontics here on the Golden Wave Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle. The timeout was brought to you by Raising Cane's, and that's the result you want out of the timeout. Coach Booth gets the service error, and Tupelo gets a point back, trailing now just 7-3 as Germantown's trying to win this set to force a match-deciding set number 5. Wells goes soft over that front line block attempt. Tupelo does a great job scrambling to keep it alive. Another tip. Simmons controls, but as it went backwards, Hopkins didn't have enough time to react to it.
Somehow that little tip squeaked past the block. And the ball's just kind of dead there on the front row. It's hard to get it back.
8-3 Germantown. Tupelo needing a run. Short set, Carter with the kill. And let's look at that one again on the instant replay. Perfectly timed and not much of a chance to react for Embry Claire White, the libero. That's what you want to see, right?
Yeah,
staying composed.
It seems like Kinsley Carter's really good at that middle attack, and we can more consistently go to that. That's a lot of sure points.
Wells plays it. Back across, that's a kill for Smith. Just out, though, the kill attempt. And Tupelo gets another point back, trailing by just 3. We're down 7-2 at one point in this set. Tupelo winning sets 1 and 3. Germantown taking set 2, and a block at the net. Was loud.
So that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to see with Kinsley Carter. She's got that dog in her, you know. She puts that block down, gonna have a little cheer afterwards. You got to let them know who's in charge.
8-6, Tupelo trailing. Miller across softly. Big swing, another tip by Tupelo, but can't do anything with it. But right now, you like what you're seeing. Carter flying around, making contact, and making things tough for that front line of Germantown.
Yeah, and you can tell it was a really good timeout on the Tupelo side. Got us back in this match.
Cat Long from the 10-foot line couldn't get it above the net. It's back to 10-6. And another serve coming from the libero White, a junior. Plays it to Long, sets back to Carter, but I think Tupelo got into the net. Or they call 4 hits on the Lady Way. Bad pass forward, it came out flat. And now Germantown has doubled up Tupelo 12-6 in the 4th set, brought to you by Hodges Orthodontics.
This is kind of what you worry would happen in the 4th set. You know, momentum swings back and forth in volleyball, human nature. But if you can hang around, then you can make a run and still take this 4th.
Great approach that time for Sarah Foster Brown to get the kill. Tupelo within 5. Germantown certainly playing in survival mode, and they'll get a kill there right in front of Mulrooney. Up 13-7. Says a lot about them, right? When their backs are against the wall, they seem to just fire off and play almost with no pressure at all.
Yeah, it's like you said, they didn't really seem to be panicked at all. They're kind of joking and having fun between sets.
Another back row attack, that time it shuttles. Goes soft, denial, by Judon. Now Germantown just getting it back across. Big swing by Long. Wells plays it. Germantown scrambling, but they do get it across. Back row, and they'll say it was tipped by Miller. Point goes for Germantown. Just barely grazed the hand of Dylan Miller. 14-7 advantage in set 4, and that's a serve and an ace just on the line. Just tough luck there for the Lady Wave.
That is tough luck. I mean, man, that ball did look out. Just seemed like it kind of died at the perfect time with that downward angle right on the line.
Tupelo not able to get anything going so far in this set. And another one put down right at the net for Germantown. A double block sets up the point. Germantown not leaving any doubt so far in set 4. Big swing by Judon, but it's blocked by Day. Day again softly over the block attempt. Mulrooney pushes it toward the corner, and that's the tough attempt to make, right? That's one of those you almost just got to get it across and keep it alive. Instead, you tried to chase the point with an aggressive attempt, and it's now 17-7 with the timeout called by Tupelo.
Yeah, that's 2 times kind of in a row here in these last couple of plays where Mulrooney's had an opportunity to set someone and has kind of chosen to dump it over, hoping to kind of catch the defense off guard. Hasn't been able to do that so far. You know, you'd like to see that, you know, that set over unless there's nobody there. It's pretty easy to return for the other team. Set Germantown up really well for a nice hit. I'd like to see us setting up our good hitters and see if we can get some more short points. But I like this timeout because not only, you know, you might lose this set, but you got to stop the momentum.
This is a group, too, a rotation that we haven't seen, right? This is a younger group in. You got both the sophomores in, along with Sarah Foster Brown, one senior. Lily Shettles, the libero. Judon also a senior for the Lady Wave. That one tipped across. Mulrooney gets the kill.
Now that's the kind of dump you want to see from your setter. Ball was already kind of traveling over, and she kept the momentum. Germantown trying to argue that she reached over the other side of the net to drop that down. I do not think that's what happened, but that's their argument, I think.
We'll see how this ends up playing out as the officials will talk.
Looked to me more like Mulrooney just kind of helped the ball on its way, not reached over the other side.
So they are still discussing. War of words right now, right over there at the up ref.
I think that's what they're discussing, but not completely sure.
And they end up calling in favor of Germantown after all that discussion. 18-7.
I would love to have heard what that conversation was about. For Germantown might have a future career as a lawyer.
Might not be a bad thing, right? Double hit on Tupelo, and things going from bad to worse for the Lady Wave in this 4th set.
Yeah, definitely not what you wanted to see so far, but try to hang in there and see if you can stop the momentum.
And another one just in. Everything going right for Germantown in the 4th set.
Starting to feel a little bit like last year, a little bit here. You know, when it rains, it pours. You got to stop the momentum.
Diving save there for Shettles. Good attempt there for Tupelo on the front line, but the pass forward into the net. 21-7. Germantown has owned this 4th set. And a deep serve that time. will get the serve back to Tupelo. That was Susie. I do agree, Savannah Sharp has a career, right, in being a lawyer. She's had a couple of those changed. I think 2 out of 3 that they have discussed have been changed. But
she must have some pretty persuasive arguments. That's all I can say.
Shettles serves. And miscommunication. Tupelo will end up with a point.
Just how much of volleyball is a mental game. You know, you just kind of get in your own head. Even the easy things start to become hard. Germantown's playing well, but I think Tupelo's a little in our own heads right now.
Tip it across that front line. Trailing 21-9 in this set are the Lady Wave. Germantown just trying to find 4 points to send this to a 5th set. Big swing by Zimmerman, point for Tupelo.
See what the call was there?
I think it's the call that they thought they were going to get. I'm not sure. But Zimmerman gets the point, and it's 21-10. That'll end that streak for Germantown. Right now, if you're Tupelo, how do you regain some of that momentum, right? Very deflating fourth. Do you just let this thing kind of go however it's going to go and
you can't
reconvene?
You can't get it all back right now, but just do the things you know you're doing, like right there, going to Lauren Zimmerman, the thing that's been working, it's been consistent all night. Just keep doing those things, the things that have got you here in the lead 2-1 right now. Keep doing those things. Don't try to get it all back right now. Carry momentum into the 5th set.
So you're just a run of some sort, right, to find yourselves a little bit?
Well, I mean, if you can bring it all back, that'd be great too, but it's going to be hard to do against a team of this caliber.
Just have been unable to hang with Germantown in this set, and that is what this Germantown squad is capable of doing. Reason why they went undefeated in division play. It wasn't because they didn't get challenged, right, because Madison Central has a great team as well. Plenty of road bumps to deal with. And right now Tupelo dealing with one of their own, a service error by Shettles. 3 points away from a set 4 win to get this thing pushed to a 5th set to decide it.
Hate that for Mimi Shettles. She's been money at the service line all night.
Zimmerman plays it. Shettles sets, and Long gets the kill. See, Hopkins will come back to serve, and Simmons is in. I feel like Tupelo, to have a chance in that 5th set, going to have to get some kills out of Kennedy Simmons. Big hit. Watch out there. Wells comes in with a big hit to get the kill.
She went away for a little while, but
she's back.
Bring the Thunder back.
Like you said, just a reminder as there's an ace by Sarah Beth Day. And now Germantown a point away from taking set 4. Some miscommunication here late in this set too, Wes, as that ball was tipped on the kill. Simmons will get credit for it, 24-12.
Well, it's just kind of like we were saying. Once things start to go wrong, you can kind of snowball, and then it kind of gets in your head. And Tupelo, after this set's going to have to do whatever they can to just kind of forget about it. You know, move on. You got 15 points, very quick 5th set.
Wells off the tip and gets the kill. Germantown takes set 4 in a lopsided fashion, 25-12 over Tupelo, and that will force a deciding set 5.
Yeah, whatever you got to do, if you got to go change uniforms, like whatever you got to do.
Go back in the locker room, come back out.
Yeah,
right?
Just reset, you know.
So
nothing. You're still where you want to be. You're at home. You're tied. You're going into the 5th set. You knew that this was going to be a dogfight all night. It's what you expected. This is what you do this for. Come out, take the win.
The 4th set will be brought to you by, or the 5th set will be brought to you by Barnes Crossing Volkswagen. It's the first 5-set match of the year for the Lady Wave. And you wouldn't expect anything less, right? Last time these two teams played here in Tupelo, it was a 5-set match that that Germantown ended up earning the win in. And Tupelo looking to flip the script here in 2024.
This would be a huge statement. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. You still played really good for the majority of the match. But if we can get a win here, you know, it's a big statement. It's a statement to Germantown. It's a statement to yourself that you're going to compete for the division.
And you have a non-division match waiting next on the 26th against Tishomingo County. Then Starkville on the 27th, back-to-back games at home there, before heading to Madison Central. In this home stretch continuing into next week, 26th and 27th, both matches here at home. Tisch County at 6 on the 26th and Starkville at 6:30 on the 27th before going on a road stretch that will run all the way through the 14th of September, whenever they'll be back at home for Volley Fest here at Tupelo High School. Cool tournament to come see. So the 5th set will race to 15.
Well, now you hope you have Germantown where they had you last set. They're confident right now, maybe hopefully a little overconfident.
Yeah, after a huge victory in set 4, 25-12. We've had alternating victories in sets. Tupelo won set 1, 25-20, lost set 2, 25-21, won set 3. It was a fantastic set, 25-23, then lost the most recent set 4, 25-12. Match reset brought to you by Raising Cane. Serve there from Shettles to get things started in this final set at Tupelo High School. Zimmerman with the kill.
There you go. And, you know, this reminding viewers, this only goes to 15 here in set 5, so it's really important that you get out ahead early. You know, and I think with Mamie serving first here and then going to Gracie Hopkins after that, you can get on a nice little run.
Short set. Day played well by Tupelo. They'll just get it back across Hopkins. Day again an opportunity. Tupelo there to play it. Shettles pushes it across. Swing coming, and the kill for Savannah Sharp to tie things back up.
I give props to Dylan Miller again there playing in the back row. She has shown some cat-like reflexes and speed back there. I mean, just getting an arm up or a hand there every once in a while, but able to keep some balls in play.
See the student section on that far side starting to stand up, trying to get to life here. The JV team pulling hard for the Lady Mavs as they made that trip up from Germantown. And another double hit for the Lady Mavs, and it's now 2-1.
Official tonight is he likes his sets a certain way. You know, it doesn't look clean, and if you think about it, you're putting both hands on the ball. If you're not hitting the ball with both hands simultaneously, you are hitting it twice.
Wells right at Hopkins. She didn't react in time, and we're back to 2-all.
And this is where Tupelo, we've got to really, there's going to be a barrage of hits from Wells right now. She's just gotten to the front row. They're going to keep consistently going to her.
Serve there long, and Tupelo gets a point back. Just a touch long, and it wasn't by much. Judon, the senior, trying to get Tupelo a bigger advantage.
Lift. That was a lift, in my opinion, but
we've not seen that one today. It is funny how sometimes you'll have some refs that really focus on lifts, some double hits.
Way to keep it alive. Can't hit it twice in a row, though.
And Germantown with the point. All locked up at 3. Again, we race to 15 in set 5. A match that has lived up to all the hype. Who's going to stay undefeated in division play? And who's going to keep their winning streak going? Both teams have won 3 straight entering. Carter with the kill. How about that? Right at Wells.
Yeah, I mean, that is so hard to return. If we can consistently get that play going to Carter in the middle, I mean, there's not much a defense can do about it.
4-3, Tupelo leading in set 5 on this Tuesday night in Tupelo. Simmons gets it across. There's a set, softly hit toward Hopkins. Shettle surprises and goes across on the second hit. Back row attack, Zimmerman, that's deep. 4-4.
It's a rare miss from Zimmerman there, but also kind of out of position for her being in the back row.
And if you're just joining us, set number 5, Tupelo and Germantown in division play, and it's an ace for Wells. Germantown takes their first lead in this set as Barbles is in.
Ball just kind of came off of Gracie Hopkins' forearm's a little weird right there.
Wells again, jump serve right at Hopkins. Great play by Gracie to keep it alive. There's Carter loading up, blocked at the front. Barbles gets it across. Deep on the swing, that time from Chelsea Smith. 5-5 in set 5.
We're going to have a little bit of a barn burner here. Neither team budging.
Miller back to serve it, the sophomore. High right toward Sharp. Back to Sharp on the set. She'll bump it toward Long. Set by Barbles. Long off the block, gets the point and the kill. 6-5. Lady Wave. Chelsea Smith was there for the block, just couldn't handle it. 6-5, Miller again. Softly, right at Sharp. Tipped and blocked, and Tupelo takes a 2-point lead.
What you like to see, gaining some momentum right when you need it. Again, we're only going to 15 here, causing Germantown to take a timeout.
Timeout, and the momentum all with the blue and gold. We'll stay here with you. 7-5, Tupelo leading in set number 5. Again, our broadcast coverage brought to you by Dr. Carl Bevering. Been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner. Also, our broadcast booth is sponsored by Barnes Crossing Hyundai. Discover your next new or used ride at Barnes Crossing Hyundai on North Gloucester. Miller trying to keep this service streak up.
Just want to play clean. If you can play clean here, you have a really good chance of winning.
Across right to the libero yet again. Short set blocked again by Carter. Just denying everything.
As we're just talking about this, you know, how the improvement on the front row is making the difference.
Miller. They'll set it, back row attack, Wells. It's tipped by Tupelo. Long, awkward, but gets it across. Wells again, this is soft to the middle, and it's down. Falls between Shettles and Sarah Foster Brown, and the serve goes back to the Lady Mavericks.
You see Germantown in a little bit of desperation mode, not really trusting anybody they have in the front row right now. They're setting Wells in the back row, and she's still able to lay down some pretty good hits from back there.
Libero White will serve it. 8-6, Tupelo has the advantage in this 5th set. Right at the net, put down, but tipped off the net by Carter, and she's there to defend it again.
Yeah, Carter is really just establishing herself on that front row right now. Unfortunately, about to sub out.
At the right time.
But she's a really big part of the reason why we're winning right now.
3 sophomores on the floor right now for Tupelo in this moment. Shows how much trust that Coach Booth has in that group. Blocked by Garth, that is, and tipped off of her. The point goes to Germantown. 9-7.
Yeah, Booth has definitely been trusting a pretty wide rotation so far this season. She's not going away from that right now, even in high-pressure situation.
Serve coming from the Lady Mavs. And that one cued off and out on Tupelo. Miller couldn't corral it.
You settle down and play clean. Dylan Miller's been good all night. One rare mistake there, but stay out of your own head. Do what you've been doing all night.
9-8. Serving is Susie. Miller with the dig. Long swing, tip, and the point for Tupelo. Great setup there for Kat Long. Barbles is out, as is Sarah Foster Brown. Shettles is in, so is Zimmerman.
And you're right now back to the front of your rotation. If you're Tupelo, this is exactly where you want to be.
10-8. Tupelo 5 points away from earning a match victory over Germantown. Big swing by Day. It is just out, they're going to say.
They're saying it's out. The line judge called it in. It did. I was going to say it looked pretty close to out to me.
So they do say it's out.
Nope.
And here comes Sharp back to discuss.
The council is asking.
And Shettles will discuss as well.
The judge once again. A rare unsuccessful
taking an aside, right?
Attempt over there with the official. 14 has kind of gotten her way tonight, but.
Serve from Shettles, right at Wells. Shettles to Zimmerman. Awkward hit, but she gets it across. Back toward Miller. May have saved that one from that back line. Is it in? Yes, it is. 12-8, Lady Wave.
Huge kill. I mean, that one right there, that's a big momentum swinger.
Timeout, Germantown, brought to you by Raising Cane's. We'll stay here with you. What a run here for Tupelo in set 5. Leading by 4, now needing just 3 points to put away a Germantown team that didn't lose in division play a year ago, played up until the state quarterfinals where they were beaten by DeSoto Central. And they have one of the best players in the division, maybe the best player in the division, in Diana Wells, as far as already what we know about her, right? Already being a Division I athlete.
Yeah, and she's made her presence felt at times, no doubt, tonight. But Tupelo has not withered at all, has not backed down. You got to feel really good about the way Tupelo has played in this 5th set because, honestly, with the body language and the momentum in the 4th set, we look kind of dead, but they have not let that stop them. They've come out and played really well so far.
Shettles would love to keep serving for Tupelo. She'll get it across. Big hit, nice save by Miller. Kat Long in rhythm, back corner, and it's in for the point. Another big moment for a sophomore.
Yeah, Kat Long has been really good as a sophomore coming out here. And it seems just like the way she hits the ball, she kind of can get it up over that block and just kind of put it in the corner consistently.
Mamie Shettles across toward Wells. Pressure time for Germantown. Wells at Miller. Zimmerman, big swing and a kill for Tupelo. Got it through the block, and it stayed down on their side of the net. And now we have match point for the Lady Wave, and it'll be that way for quite some time. Shettles wants to end it here. Jump serve.
Go back to Lauren Zimmerman if you can.
Punch forward, and it won't clear the net. Lady Wave win it over Germantown. 15-8 in the final set. And the Golden Wave of Tupelo are 3-0 in division play and hand Germantown their first division loss of the year. A team that didn't lose at all in division last year now falls to 1-1, and they're handed their 4th loss. They've fallen now to 5-4 on the season and 1-1 overall. Meanwhile, the Lady Wave 11-4 and 1 with now a 3-0 record in division play. And a great win for Coach Booth with this young team, and it wasn't just the seniors. You know, in the open, I asked you if the seniors were going to lead the way. It may have actually been some of those sophomores who played the bigger part here in this 5th set.
Yeah, Tupelo never panicked and was able to just kind of keep playing their game, which was great. Like, didn't change anything, didn't didn't do anything drastic, just kept playing, and it was who they were. And again, got to go back to, we didn't have Kinsley Carter last night. We're wondering about her health, and she wasn't in there at the end, but man, she was so strong on the net there for a really pivotal swing there in set 5.
And a win like this could really set the tone for the rest of the year. This is going to be one of the toughest teams to deal with in the division, and now Tupelo has kind of put themselves right up there on equal footing with them, and maybe the target starting to turn from some of the other teams in the division's backs onto now Tupelo's back, and that will be something they'll have to deal with, right? Going from maybe the hunter to the hunted at some point during this season. Of course, one win doesn't quite do that, but, hey, you keep winning and playing the way that they have, especially over these first 4 home matches that we've seen, anything can happen.
Well, you've got to feel so confident right now for Tupelo, and just, especially with the senior-laden squad, just to, with that target on your back, just continue to play consistently, continue to play your game, and you really got to feel like you can play with anybody in the state right now.
It's time for our match reset, brought to you by Raising Cane's. Tupelo and Germantown going down to the wire here, 5 sets. Tupelo winning set 1 25-20, losing set 2 25-21. Won a very tight third set 25-23. Then things got away from them in the fourth, 25-12, before Tupelo stormed away with a 15-8 set 5 score to earn this win, get to 3-0 in division play, and set themselves up very nicely for the rest of the 7 division games they have left. But all in all, a fun night on this Tuesday, and we've got more volleyball coming up. We've got the 26th and 27th. Tisch County and Starkville are remaining here in this home stretch for the Lady Wave. But this an amazing victory, and they'll try to continue that momentum. It almost stinks to have to stop playing for a little bit, right? You would love to just keep on playing, not have to wait 6 days, but they've definitely earned the rest.
Yeah, and, we definitely played against some opponents that we handled pretty well last night. But we were saying it. In the games that we've watched so far, it really seemed like this team had kind of a new identity, had a little more grit to them, definitely was improving in their play, and we really saw that tonight.
And with that, we'll go ahead and go off the air. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including Dr. Carl Bevering, Barnes Crossing Hyundai, McCarty Architects, Raising Cane's, Super Chicks, Barnes Crossing Volkswagen, and Hodges Orthodontics. Thanks to Zach Zimmerman for producing tonight's broadcast. You got an instant classic, that's for sure. Had a 3-set win in JV and a 5-set win against Germantown here in Varsity. And Wes, as always, thank you. Always entertaining when these teams meet, and glad to have you back with us for this year. But for the rest of us, Dylan Hutton, and also just all of our Tupelo Athletic sponsors, thank you. And we'll see you next week on the 26th. But thank you, and have a good night and have a good rest of your week. This is the Golden Wave Sports Network.